there was James Herring, who was head of the department, and
founded the department, didn't he, of art?
He taught architecture when he first went to Howard.
Oh.
And he used to tell us funny stories.
Yes.
But James Porter taught drawing and painting, and Wells, I think he was James too.
James Wells, yes.
Taught printmaking and some crafts. And Lois Jones.
Yes.
Taught design. It was like a new world for me, really, because, well, when we first got in, Lois Jones grabbed me, because there's no other word that I could use. She grabbed me.
A woman.
And I stayed there too, working with design with her for 2 years. And for me, it was very boring, because it was making little circles from light to dark, and values, and yellow light to dark, and red, and you had the little circles had to be cut exactly, and the values had to be exact, and so forth. And the idea came into me, and then we did designs for cloth, which came in handy for me later on. But I was thinking, if she is so good at this that she can teach it, why doesn't she stop teaching and do it? With Porter, we had the life drawing, a nude man and a nude woman. But I got over the nudity, I guess, in about 2 classes.
Yes.
And he taught with the method that George Bridgman, I think, George Bridgman's method. It's a long time for me to remember that. But I had a crush on Mr. Porter. He was my favorite teacher.
He was your favorite teacher.
And
he was a painter.
Later on, I just changed to painting.
I see. Because of Mr. Porter.
No, I changed because we had, well, I'll talk a little bit more about the social life at Howard.
Yes.
But the WPAP under Roosevelt, I think it was, started.
Yes.
And all of the African American artists were employed in Washington as teachers or something. And the people at Howard thought Mr. Herring, Lenny Aiden ran the gallery. I forgot about him. They had a gallery in the basement of the chapel. Very nice gallery with very good exhibitions.
Are you talking about the Barnett Aiden Gallery,
No,
or prior to that?
No, prior to that.
Okay.
It was in the basement of Howard University Chapel. Okay. And there I saw African art and reproductions from, what's the name of the museum outside of Philadelphia? That work went to Lincoln University.
A Brandywine, maybe?
No.
No?
No, all of the work, it was a very famous collection. It all went to...
Oh, the Barnes?
Barnes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, well, he had reproductions from the Barnes collection,
yes.
African art, and then he would have reproductions of Van Gogh's paintings and with the texture of the paintings. They're very good exhibitions. Well, they decided that some African Americans should be on the project. So they picked me and Henry Hudson, another student. And we were to do murals, and I picked out a round area at the entrance of Minor Teachers College, which was right across the street from Howard. And I didn't know what a mural was. So I would go down to the Congressional Library and get books, and I found out about the Mexican mural painters. And I had never had, well, we were supposed to work all week and carry what we had done or something to the Corcoran Gallery. The Corcoran Gallery
yes.
was it, for a critique and get paid for a week's work. And I had a full schedule at Howard. So
I bet you did.
So instead of working on my project for the WPAP, for my minor Teachers College mural. I now had some money, so I would go to the University Grill at noon instead of bringing my lunch from home and hang out with the other students. And then when I got paid on Saturdays, I would go downtown and look at clothes to buy. And I didn't have enough money to buy clothes, so I would buy cloth. And then I would spend all day Sunday making me something to wear to school on Monday.
Very self-sufficient.
And after about 3 weeks of this, they fired me.
Fired you?
Well, I really worked all night Friday nights in order to carry something to the Corcoran
Yes.
on Saturday.
Yes.
And it wasn't enough.
I see. Enough
But it
for
made
them.
me realize if I ever have another opportunity, I will not spend my time eating and hanging out and buying cloth and making clothes.
A good lesson at an early age, yes. Did Mr. Porter ever encourage you to continue to study the murals and the Mexican murals?
No, but it was an introduction to the Mexican public art.
Yes,
And that's what really interested me.
yes.
And that was why I changed from design to painting
Yes.
in my junior year.
Well, you were bored with design anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, so you were ready for something else. How, if at all, did the training you received at Howard University in the 1930s help prepare you for the role that you currently hold in the art world as one of the institution's most important art graduates?
Oh, I think Mr. Porter influenced me more than anybody else because, and also this experience I had with the mural painting. I realized working with him that you can't be an artist. Some of the artists in Washington that taught school were like weekend artists, and they didn't have much, they didn't produce very much. And Porter didn't produce very much, but in the summer, he and Lois Jones, and I didn't know about Mr. Wells.
Yes.
They would go somewhere and paint, and he encouraged us to be full-time artists.